your beautiful faces. I miss you. Okay, right.
Yeah, go.
And we're live.
We are live. Well, I hope we're live. I'm going to give it 5 seconds before I say something. Now we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the FSeries live stream for the, oh my gosh, I'm just going to say the Imola GP because I'm not going to try and pronounce it. We have had an amazing race yesterday. I'm still not quite over it. So much went on. So that is why I am joined by Steph and Dornie to have a little recap, have a little chat with you guys, talk through the race, our emotions, our feelings, and please, everybody in chat, do leave some questions. We'll be talking through them, and we will also be answering your questions. So yeah, leave them in the comments, and we will answer you as soon as we get round to it. But firstly, I think we should just start off with, quite simply, did you enjoy the race? What were your best bits that you took out of it?
No, it's average.
I wasn't actually very good.
Wasn't the best. My mic's all the way up here. Yeah, I did really enjoy it. I thought it was great. Didn't have high expectations for Imola, but it did smash those low expectations, and it was really good. So my favourite bit was probably Lando's podium. So watching Lando and Lewis on the podium together, I thought that was great. Yeah. But yeah,
it was so cute. It was so cute. It was so heartwarming. And especially, I think someone put on Twitter as well, there's a picture of Lando with Lewis years ago when Lando was 10. And then to see them on the podium together, it's really cute. Nikki said he likes my shirt. Thanks. It's a bit, don't really think I should be wearing the Williams top today, considering the performance on the weekend.
Don't.
But I've done it anyway. in support. But Dornie, what did you think?
Yeah, so I ended up watching it on Channel 4 because I was out during the day. I was like, oh, come
You got Alex Jakes.
Yeah, so I got Alex Jakes. It was lovely. So I kind of avoided all the spoilers. I wasn't on social media, and I'm so thankful that I didn't see anything because, oh my goodness, it was so good. I just couldn't stop watching it. And then just so much happened. And we all know that I love a bit of gravel. Love a gravel trap. Lots of people were navigating it. And yeah, it was just so good. Old school track, gravel, rain, so much chaos. It was great.
Yeah, it was absolutely chaos. And I think the rain's always, the best thing about a wet race is when it rains, but then it's kind of drying up. So it's who's going to do what strategy? Who's going on them slicks first? We know that it was Sebastian, who I think was the one that pitted for slicks first. So then it's always that game of chicken, who's going to go first? Who's going to, put on this tyre first? But yeah, who do you think impressed you the most, Steph? I want to know. Who did you look at and you think, do you know what? You've done a good job.
Lando. That is the only person who got a 10 out of 10 for me that
on
week,
this
ratings. Weekend. Yeah, so big up TF1 show. If you have not subscribed to him, go subscribe. He makes all the content creators fill out these ratings, and then we see kind of what overall the content creators think about the race. Lando's the only one for me that got a 10 out of 10. I thought he did a fabulous race. He drove so well. Everyone else, there was some really good performances, Charles was a really good performance, Max was a really good performance, and Lewis, but they all three of them made mistakes, whereas Lando, I didn't see him make any mistakes. So big up Lando, he gets my driver of the day.
Yeah, and Adam said, do you think Tsunoda can do better from Portugal? Now we know he hasn't had the greatest race, shall we say? No. But I think he can. He's got the performance, and the AlphaTauri is so fast this year. It's so much better. It's brought itself up with Ferrari. They've both kind of leaped up. I think he can. I don't think it's he's not got ability. I just think he's been in some situations this weekend. He's had a lot to say over the radio.
We know Yuki likes to talk on the radio, don't we? He's one of the icons of the weekend.
He says the word you don't like, Steph.
Yeah, I don't like that. Don't bring it up.
Sorry. What else have we got here? We have got from Matthias, do you think George's attitude was justified, or was he being childish? I guess with what he'd done after.
Go watch my video. Go watch what I've got to say.
It's really difficult because I don't know, people seem to disagree with me, but maybe it's just because I look at George Russell as an angel. But I always did look at George Russell and think he wasn't the driver to get heated, and he wasn't the driver to take things that aggressively. And it just got to him, really, didn't it? Like, it just got to him what happened. And for him to, like, storm over to Valtteri Bottas, like, what the hell is he going to... I was like, there is going to be a fight right now. But he just boinked him instead. It was like, boink, and Valtteri's like... so, sorry if we get to do, I was going to say demonetized. We don't actually...
I was going to say, don't make those rude joke cameras at the gym. I already, in the last F-Series video, I already had to edit out Dornie swearing, so...
I'm so sorry, team.
No more.
Yeah, I mean, it was very heat at the moment. It wasn't what I have ever thought I would see from George Russell. I don't know. Would you have expected that from him? I wouldn't. But he has just came out in the last 5 minutes or so just to say, sorry, I was a bit unsure. So I think it was just heat of the moment. But again, it's worrying. I wouldn't have expected it.
I don't know. I'm starting to fall. Oh, my phone's not on silent. Soz team. I'm starting to like get a bit. I don't know. I just feel like George. I know. I'm being so controversial here, but how many opportunities has George had?
No.
He's thrown like. Yeah, I know. Sorry, team, but I'm just a bit like, come on,
Crater.
Come on, honey. Just like, he's still waiting. He's still waiting on that like big break. I feel like, and I know a lot of them haven't been his fault. Like, obviously, the whole Sakir drama wasn't quite his fault. But like Imola last year, he threw it away under safety car. Imola this year, like, I don't.
Imola's just not a good one for him. Let's just never go back.
Him and Imola don't vibe.
Yeah, I kind of agree on the he has had opportunities that he's thrown away, but I don't think this one was like when he binned it under the safety car, that was completely his fault. Nobody else was to blame, but there were definitely two drivers involved in this incident, and it wouldn't have happened without the actions of the other driver. So I'm inclined to think that not lay the blame completely on George this time and say, you've messed up this chance. But I do still think his reaction was a little bit uncalled for, and I did talk about this in my video. Again, I'm plugging it, go watch it. But yeah, I do think that drivers have to remember that I know it is an adrenaline thing in the heat of the moment, and I'm very, very, very well aware, and I often do give the drivers a pass when they do say stuff over the radio or do things, because I understand that they are under scrutiny, especially in this time where something hasn't gone wrong for them and obviously emotions are high. But I don't condone violence, and I do think that it could have been resolved. I think Mick George made the situation a lot worse than it was by what he did. And yeah, I was upset to see that. So yeah, I hope that never happens again, because I don't think that's something Toto wants to see either. It's not going to get you in Toto's good books going and having a fight with the current second Mercedes driver. So don't do that again, George. But yeah, I definitely think this was a learning experience for him. And yeah, we move on.
We do. Here is one. Do you think Perez will get a shot at a podium in Portugal? He lost loads of positions and got a penalty. Yeah, I mean, the first couple of races have been a little bit not quite smooth running for Perez as I think he would have liked them to be. But do you think on pace, if he was to just be like, no rain, dry track, sunny, normal conditions within Formula One, is he going to be on the podium, or is that going to be Valtteri's place as third?
Ooh.
Whoa!
Hey. Well, we did do a Red Bull video where we talked about Red Bull versus the second seed. So Red Bull Checo versus Bottas. So go watch that as well.
Videos.
But overwhelmingly, I do believe in Checo. I do think he can do it in Portugal, especially after he showed some real great pace this weekend, great quali pace, and it wasn't too bad in the race. He wasn't dropping off, like Bottas was dropping off. So until, it got a bit chaotic for him. So, yeah, I think Checo can definitely do it. I believe in him.
Yeah, I think I totally agree as well. Like, it was amazing to see someone actually bringing it to Max, or the second Red Bull person bringing it to Max. And in qualifying as well, Checo obviously out-qualified Max, which I just think is such like a great boost. Obviously, looking at Sunday, it didn't go quite as how Red Bull would have expected it to. But I definitely think like the speculation over like, oh no, Red Bull drama, blah, blah, should stop now, because we're 2 races in. The first race, like, Perez showed that he could fight from the back. The second race, he showed he could qualify and somewhat fight on the track. So I definitely think, hopefully, next race, he can put them both together and he'll be on that podium.
Yeah, because he did show he could fight from the back, whereas Valtteri Bottas just fell to the back and then couldn't fight this weekend. Like, I can't believe. I mean, I know he isn't the best driver in the wet. I think we've seen that in multiple occasions. He's not the best in the wet, but I don't understand how all of a sudden it's a little bit damp on track and you just are driving like you're in the Williams, because he was.
I'm just going to say, I'm surprised there were no spins. I mean, we saw Bottas last time in the wet in Turkey, and it was Pirouette City. So I'm just surprised there were no spins. I'm kind of proud of him.
I know.
He's done really well.
Yeah. Making moves.
Beth is here. Hello, Beth. I hope you feel a little bit better. Here's a question from Emily. She has said, thoughts on Lando versus George? Everyone was hyping up George more after F2, but Lando has proven himself more in Formula One. I mean, I think this is going to be a question forever. You know, Lando and George both came up and literally won everything. The F2 fight, I wouldn't say the F2 fight, for me, it wasn't that close. For me in F2, I always thought that George was more of a stronger, more complete driver. No disrespect to Lando, he just wasn't getting the wins. He got like 1 win, but I still thought he was really good regardless. It was such a good season in 2018. But coming up to Formula One, it's very difficult to compare, because obviously Lando has been put in the McLaren, which has always been better car than the Williams. So it's really difficult to say, unless they're in the same machinery like they were in F2, whether they are they comparable now, would you think? Can you compare it? Because I can't look at that and say Lando's doing better than George or George doing better than Lando, because it's just they're in completely different parts of the track. So I don't know how to answer that, really.
I don't think you really can compare. It's like when we were trying to compare them with Albon as well. It's like you can't compare the 3 of them because they're in completely different cars. And I think, what race was it last year where they were actually, was it Russia?
Russia,
where they were,
and Alex is there as well.
And they were all fighting, the 3 of them. I was like, this is what we want to see, only I want them to all be in top cars. So the McLaren, a top car, Alex is no longer with us. So RIP. No, I shouldn't say it like that.
What?
But we miss you from the grid, Alex. I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. But yeah, Alex is not on the grid anymore. But Lando and George have to be in closer machinery for us to be able to see what they're truly capable of, because we can't just say that George is not as good as Lando or that Lando is better than George. Lando has way better machinery, and he has had for the 2 years of his Formula One career so far, whereas George has been driving out the back of the grid. This is the first year that he's really been able to fight with people in front of him and not be the last car on the track. So in a couple of years, we'll be able to actually talk about how Lando and George and how that fight is evolving. But until then, I'm not deep in it too much. I don't think that their fight is the one that we're focusing on right now in the Formula One world.
Yeah, but I do think Lando has absolutely stepped it up this season. Like, he does get a lot of criticism or a stick or kind of the jokey character of the paddock or whatnot. And this season already, he has absolutely shown that he has like stepped up. He's like dominating at that team at McLaren. And I was like, what team does he drive for?
Dornie, spoiler alert, Dornie is getting fired tomorrow.
Please don't fire me. But yeah, no, Lando has absolutely stepped it up, and he is just playing such a team player, but also like absolutely backing himself to the absolute max. And you can see that. And it's so lovely to see, as we've touched on, like Lewis supporting him, getting that British podium, like 2 British guys on the podium, and just seeing his confidence grow. And you can definitely tell like both him and I think McLaren's kind of paths or like journeys have like kind of been, they were both what am I trying to say, like Lando entered when McLaren weren't doing the best, and they've kind of grown together. And as McLaren have got better as a team and they've got the Mercedes engines and they're improving, it's going in line with Lando and his career development. And I think it's just like aligning so nicely, and it's just working out perfectly. And it'll be so good to see in another like 2-3 years time where they're both going to be together, because I do think they will still be together, and kind of that's when we'll then get George in.
Yeah, 100%. We've got so many questions here. I think Beth would love to talk about Fernando Alonso. Where is he? She says he should have had excelled with the experience he's got in the race yesterday. Is the Alpine really that bad? I mean, I feel like Fernando and Esteban were kind of running in a similar pace yesterday. I feel like they were kind of always together when I looked on the map. Honestly, from what I've seen in the first two races in the testing, I think the Alpine is a lot further behind than what they were last year. And I think every year since probably 2018, I think they've just been kind of slowly, losing it every year. I feel like the car isn't quite there. And I never expected Fernando Alonso to completely outshine Esteban Ocon like how we did with Stoffel. I always thought that they were going to be close. So I just think the car isn't there. What do you think?
Hold on. Question for everybody watching. Can you hear Keira? She's just gone really quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, we can't hear Keira. Kez, you've gone really quiet. We can't hear you.
Is your mic connected? Oh, yeah. Cute angle.
Hang on.
Hello.
That's better.
Yeah, we can hear you again now.
Okay. Did you hear my
question?
No,
you've gone really quiet again.
It's because I'm so far away, maybe.
I don't think your mic's working.
I don't think your mic's picking you up.
No, that's not working.
I don't know why. It's because it's hanging off the side. Can you hear me now? Is it better now?
Yeah.
What about now?
Yeah.
What about now? Like this?
You've gone really quiet.
Maybe
Sus for the technical difficulties, guys.
Sorry.
Maybe by Silverstone will be functional.
What if I go to this
There
microphone?
you go.
Oh, there we go, hun.
Oh, we'll just get rid of this. Who pays for these? Not me. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about them. Okay, so did you hear my question? Or should we just...
No.
Oh, I'm just going to move on to another one. So, sorry, I don't want to talk about it. Sorry, it was Beth's question. Sorry. So next we've got a question, and it says it's from I'm not even going to try and pronounce people's names. I'm not going to do it. It says, who do you think will lose their seat or not resign with their team for 2022? Which obviously is a very hot topic, which I think we would like to talk about, but we could be here all day. So pick one or two people that you think
who are going to lose their seats.
Yeah,
or not resign.
Or not resign with their team.
Well, this kind of leads in because I think Luke just said a question about whether we think Vettel is going to re-sign with Aston Martin at the end of this season if it carries on like this. So I'd say he could definitely be an option. I do predict it to get better for him. I don't think it's going to be as bad as it has been the last two races. And he was extraordinarily unlucky throughout the Imola weekend.
Penalty. See the penalty. How on earth can he pit on lap 20? And then 2 laps later, they're like, oh no, by the way, now you're going to get behind penalty. I was absolutely raging. He was not a happy chicken.
She was fumo. But yeah, I do think it will get better. I think he was unlucky this weekend and he could have done better. The Aston Martin, I don't know. I think Lance Stroll is performing very, very strongly. But Seb, I don't know. I think it will get better, but Aston Martin, I don't think it's going to be as good as it was last year. And I've said this time and time again, and I will continue to say it, that I think losing Perez was a giant mistake for them. So yeah, maybe he's one that if this season doesn't go the way he wants it to go, I'm in two minds because I don't think that he will just quit with one difficult season. I think he will at least stick it out for two. So maybe he'll see the new
dog car for a couple of years. I think he can do a couple of Aston Martin as
well. Exactly. So maybe he'll see the new regulations, and then if it's not working, then he'll say bye Aston Martin. Thank you for giving me a nice couple of last years in Formula One. See you later.
Yeah.
That wasn't really the answer to the question.
But equally, I was going to say on that point, we do see, so Seb in the new team, Daniel in McLaren and Carlos have all had a bit of a struggle first two races. Carlos now, I mean, when Carlos wasn't rallying through the gravel, did seem to be just about getting...
Carlos Sainz Senior? Is that you?
Honestly,
actually me? Is that
your
you?
Dad driving? Is it your dad or is it you? Yeah, like Carlos seems to just about now be showing a bit of understanding
pace
of the
car.
Was
stuck with Charles, wasn't he? Like he didn't lose pace. Really good. Okay, finished with talking about the Carlos Sainz. Which Sainz do we think it was in the car? I mean, I don't know.
I know.
We've got a question from our very own Charlotte. She said, what do you think about the McLaren team orders? So obviously this was when they asked Daniel to move over for Lando because Lando had more pace. I personally think pretty straightforward team order situation. It wasn't anything too difficult. You know, you kind of see it quite a lot in the midfield. Someone's got more pace than you, your teammates behind you, utilize it, and it paid off for McLaren. They've done a good job. And I think it would have been really bad for Daniel to have not moved over because it just would have kind of, you know, wasted both of the times. They probably would have finished like sixth or something. So what did you think about that? I thought it was pretty straightforward, quite good. Yeah.
Same. Yeah, I thought I like team orders when they're used like that. I don't like it when they're not used for a reasonable reason. And I think even Daniel could tell that it was, you know, reasonable, which is why he did it. If it was not reasonable, I could predict that he might not have moved over, but he could tell that Lando had more pace. I just like the fact that they seem to be getting on well and working well as a team, because that demonstrates, you know, the rapport that everyone has. Daniel had the good sense to move over, and I'm sure in a couple of races time, if Daniel's behind and has more pace, McLaren will do the exact same thing. It's not a favoritism thing, it's just this is what's going to maximize our points haul this race in our fight with Ferrari. And it works because Daniel fell back a lot. I think he finished about 30 seconds behind Carlos Sainz, who was in front of him. So he fell back, and, you know, McLaren managed to maximize their points haul by using the team orders. So that is how you do team orders, McLaren. Congratulations, good job, well done. Well done, Baku.
Well done, Baku. I think the key thing to take away from this is that with McLaren, you didn't know when you went into the race if it would be Daniel or Lando that was given the team orders, and that's why they're okay. Whereas, have you ever heard Lewis being given team orders to let Valtteri past? No, you've not. So I think because it is so interchangeable, and as the girls have said, like in a few races time, you could 100% see it being flipped the other way, which is why it's fine. But I'm not the biggest fan of team orders, but I'll allow it.
We'll allow it today.
We'll allow it.
Yeah, Daniel was just kind of racing himself, really. He must have had a very lonely race.
It was.
I know. I'd like to hear what his radio was doing, if he was just having a chat or what he's doing. But Vita has said, are you going to answer some Twitter questions soon? So I am on Dornie's tweet. Some questions here. First one was from Lou, and they have said, if there hadn't have been a red flag, how different would the top be? Well, Lewis Hamilton wouldn't have been anywhere near. What do we think? I can't even remember who was where, like at the red flag situation.
Well, I can tell you that George Russell still would not have got points.
Well, he bloody
are we talking about the crash still happening?
Yeah, so I think
I don't know.
Is it not? Right, so I watched it on Channel 4, so it was obviously highlights, so they cut out all of the red flag break. But I think the point of this question is because obviously under like red flag conditions, it's not
you change tires.
So they were able to fix Hamilton's car, and they were able to like do some repairs and whatnot. So I think the question is asking if, maybe it's not actually. I don't know. I was more just
right. Let's just hypothetically think that the crash still happened, but they were just able to do it under a safety.
Yeah, safety car clean. Yes.
I can't remember who was where. I can't answer this one.
I think the point is Hamilton wouldn't have made it back to P2.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting as well, because where was Lando Norris as well? Because him and Daniel both got onto the mediums, because Lando was behind Charles. If you think, Charles would have probably ended up with the podium, because Lando was behind Charles and managed to jump him on the restart because of those sexy, fresh, new, soft tires.
Yeah. He had radio issues, Charles, didn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't know if it was a rolling start or if it was a standing start. That's why he was so far behind Max. I'm like, man. Sorry, hang on a minute. Round of applause for Charles Leclerc for doing a whole restart without radio. He didn't know what start it was. So carry on. Sorry.
I can't remember what I was saying. Just that Charles probably would have. It probably would have been a Verstappen, Charles Norris podium.
Yeah, which also would have been cool. But imagine the championship. Max would have led the championship then.
I know.
Maybe they crashed on purpose. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, this is an elaborate conspiracy to keep Lewis Hamilton in the race. Thanks, Valtteri. Thanks, George.
But also, so I'm sure you girls wouldn't have been feeling the same as I was, but when Max was just away to do the restart and he was coming down that final corner and went flying over that curb, and I'm like, Max, come on, can we just keep it together here?
Honestly, nearly binned it. That could have cost him the race. I mean, I did read something about a rule being like Max was the safety car at that point. So if any car had actually overtaken him, it would have been like wrong.
Yeah, because it would
have been incorrect because the safety car was in. So Max was basically in charge of the race. So no one, because I was like, why did Charles not, step on it and get past him? Because, we saw. Yeah, but that's what I thought at the time. I was like, because if you see a car in front of you having a problem, then you can go past them on the safety car conditions.
Because that's why Checo got a penalty.
Yeah, but I thought you meant just the safety car.
Yeah, so he's the...
Just for fun.
I thought you meant he was just going to go. I was like, what do you mean?
Why not?
Yeah. I mean, all the rules were very... I don't know the rule book.
What else were we asked?
So here's a question. I'm going to ask the question from... I don't know if the name. I believe their name is Jacob, who was the person that said go to the Twitter question. That was a bit of a mouthful. Okay. So their question was Daniel versus Sainz performance. Who are you most impressed with, and why? And what do you expect in the future with them both?
Sainz.
Yeah, I think
we did. Okay. Next question.
Yeah. we have touched on this a little bit before. I think we were saying that Carlos is now just getting to grips with Ferrari, and Ferrari doesn't look as terrible as it did last year. So it's going to be a bit spicy. Who was saying? Who is it? Which one of us thinks Carlos is going to do better than Charles?
It's Beef, because I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't see Carlos doing better than Charles. But yeah, I don't know, because Daniel is good, but he just needs to stop jumping about teams.
Yeah, hopefully he's
settled.
Yeah, he doesn't look clued in on that car yet.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's not like, because I remember when he first got in the Renault, he was like, whoa, this is so weird compared to the Red Bull. But I think hopefully the difference between the Renault and the McLaren isn't as big, because I think we know that Red Bull's always like a little bit of
He has said he's a lot more settled, like he's settled quicker and is more liking.
Yeah, well, you become more adaptable as well once you do that jumpy thing. Like he'd been at Red Bull for however long, since 2014. Like that's a long time to have been at one team. Or kind of conversely not really a long time, but yeah, he was at that team for a while, so jumping into the Renault made him more adaptable, and then just jumping straight into the McLaren, it's like piece of cake. So in a few races he will be warmed up and we'll see him like properly sending it, last of the late breakers. Like he will be here by by Canada, but we're not going to have Canada now, so
Turkey.
Yeah,
Turkey. Yeah, I think Carlos Sainz has done really well, but I think obviously his time's limited in that Ferrari. He's got 2-3 years max there, so he's just got to do what he's got to do, really, hasn't he? Just get the wins, see what he can. Well, get the wins. I mean, hopefully he'll get some wins next year. They do seem like they're coming back up. Do as much as he can in the Ferrari, and then probably go back down to Renault. Don't know what he'll do. Here we kind of touched on this, but I think we said, what do we make of George's apology today? I think it was a decent apology. I think it came from George, and I think it was what he felt. I think he did overact yesterday. I think he realised after, and he came out with quite a George Russell response. So I feel like it would have came from. I mean, obviously PR team would have been like,
yeah.
But I think he would have wanted to. He wouldn't have been like,
here's some bullet points.
yeah. I think he would have wanted to have apologised, and hopefully
what are people saying?
I agree. Let's talk about Alpine. We haven't talked about Alpine. They both got points. Both of the drivers got points.
Did they? Didn't watch.
Yeah, because Kimi Räikkönen ended up with a penalty. So Alonso got bumped up to P10.
Yeah, but I still don't think the performance was very good. I think it was just quite lucky.
Yeah, and it was Alonso that kind of ended up in that gravel by the George Russell Valtteri Bottas incident.
Yeah, that was so funny.
I have no idea how that happened, because obviously the cameras were all focused on the beached cars. And then they just kind of zoomed out to Alonso and was just like, oh, and he's got going again. I was like, oh, he just wants to get in on the action. He wants to be in that fight for that Mercedes seat.
He's like, pose. I mean, they were running side by side, as I think I said earlier, running side by side the whole time. I was like, you two are just inseparable, as were the Alfa Romeos. We were getting a little bit of two with these AALs, you know. I mean, I wasn't anything impressive, as I've said. I think they've taken a step back this year. And I'm surprised we haven't heard more Alonso radios of this car. Is awful.
I haven't heard anything about Alonso. Was he even in the last 2 races? Because I've literally barely seen him.
Yes,
I do also feel that. I feel like I'm not. I sometimes like think about who else on the grid, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't think about half of them because
Antonio Giovinazzi.
But yeah, like I feel like I've not really seen much of Alonso, and he's not done too much. I think he was just getting settled into the car, and then obviously the fact that this race was like the second race, and it was kind of the race where they were all ready to show their actual pace and get a bit more into it, and it was disrupted with the rain. So I think that did just throw another spanner in the works. So yeah, but hopefully next time we see a bit more of him, because I do think he is actually still a good racer. Yeah. And I do want him to prove that he should have that seat, because I know all of us are very annoyed about the fact he got that seat over other people. So I would actually like him to kind of at least prove that he should be there and have good races.
Yeah. Oh, completely. Yeah. I mean, I hope it picks up, but you just don't know. I mean, I don't think it would ever be as bad as the McLaren he was driving 4 or 5 years ago. So I think it'll get better. I feel like we didn't hear many team radios at all this weekend. I know they had issues in FP1, but they fixed it by the end. So why we didn't hear anybody, I don't know. Maybe when Charles Leclerc got turned off, everyone's got turned off. But yeah, I don't really know about that. Anyway, so yesterday morning, we woke up and we go on social media, Twitter, and you look and you think, hang on a minute, the circle's over. And you think, oh no, it's not the circle, it's Formula One. Have a lovely little new profile picture. And you think, F1, are we doing the circle but with Formula One drivers? No, we're not.
Oh, imagine.
Oh my God, no. Imagine if you were going to be a catfish and you were like pretending to be Nico Hulkenberg and you were actually like Carlos Sainz.
Oh my goodness, like off season, the drivers do the circle.
Oh my God, could you imagine if they got all the drivers though? Like, could you imagine Alan Prost just coming in and DC? Could you imagine DC doing it?
That could go in best.
Anyway, we digress.
Yes.
Yeah, this is an idea for Beth's reality TV Formula One driver series thing.
Anyway, what I was trying to get to was the fact that they were actually announcing that we are going to have a Miami race in 2022. Now, Miami has been up and down all the time. It's going to come next year. Oh, it'll come in the year after. I actually had a podcast last week where it was brought up again, and I thought, and in it, I was like,
there too.
You were there as well. We were there. Dornie wasn't meant to be there, but she was there.
I wasn't feeling well that day.
And it was like, Miami's coming back, and I hadn't really seen much, so I was like, they do this all the time.
Yeah.
It's not coming back. 5 days later, okay, there's Miami. I've seen it. I don't really know. I don't have the track layout. I saw a track layout.
It looks
very similar to Saudi Arabia.
I need to.
There is that weird little.
It's the
There's a weird little section that is honestly. I genuinely think they have taken the exact same piece of track and like brought it from Saudi Arabia to Miami. It literally looks identical. It's a little swiggly like butter knifey bit.
I know. Yeah.
You know which bit I mean? Yeah. I don't know.
It looks so. It goes like the kind of end of Q2, sector 2, not Q2.
Q2
looks a little bit dodged, because you can kind of tell that they're clearly having to navigate around, because it's like a street track and it's just like quite tight 90-degree corners, and it's just going to end up in an absolute kerfuffle there, and any kind of pace or like following that's going on will just get perpetuated. Wow, my brain isn't working. Before it's the longest straight in the world. But it looks okay. I think it'll be good vibes.
Yeah. Hard Rock Cafe, hopefully it's open.
I know. Get yourself a jumper.
Well, are you off? Are you off to watch the race?
I'm
see ya. Bye. Enjoy.
But I think one of the main questions is, and this is actually something I seem to be bringing up a lot recently, which is what Steph highlighted on our channel like a couple of weeks ago, was the fact that now we have, I know America is massive, however, we now do have 2 races in the USA, but we are still not going to places like Africa. and Africa, basically. But no, there's so many countries that we just are not going to. And obviously we've got so many Italian races recently. Obviously, I get that, you know, it's circumstantial. However, we're now looking to 2020. We have now got 2 races within America. Would you have rather have seen that go to South Africa, for example, or another track that maybe, or another country that maybe, you know, has a race or should have a race? What do you think? Because I'm starting to think, oh, now we're going to have double races in double countries. Like, are we going to go to Brands Hatch in, you know, a year's time? Like, do we need that many in one place, or do you think it's fine?
Yeah, well, the issue with South Africa is that we don't have a grade 1 FIA circuit there, so we can't go there yet, but we've now made one in Miami. So if they put the energy into creating a grade 1 FIA circuit, a street circuit that's not even permanent, then you can put that energy into doing the upgrades necessary and assisting so that we can actually have a grade 1 circuit in Africa, because I'm all for safety, and it has to be okay to race there. We have to have the facilities to do Formula 1 there, so they need them upgrades. But Formula 1 can help out. If they're putting the energy into Miami, you can put the energy into somewhere else. So put that energy into Africa. Or do you know what? Do you know where I really want to go? And I haven't talked about it a lot, but Finland. There is a grade 1. I was doing some research for another video. Well, so go subscribe if you've not already subscribed to my channel, because that's coming in the next couple of weeks. But videos into FIA like grade 1 circuits, and there's one in Finland, and we have so many Finnish drivers. Wait, Bottas is Finnish. Kimi is Finnish. They're both Finnish. And do you know how much of an interesting climate it would be to like go and race in Finland? It would be so different to anything that we've done. So that is in Europe, and I know I've been talking about the fact that we are in Europe a lot, but that is a different place that we should totally go to. I'm so on board to go to Finland. Let's go Formula 1. That's where I want to go. Not Miami. I don't need another race in the heat with the warm where the tires are going to go off because they're going to explode because there's so much pressure and the heat. I just need a cold climate one, and this is what I need. Formula 1, make it happen.
I do think America is obviously absolutely massive. Like the size of Europe and size of America are like the same, and obviously it's not kind of just popping another Grand Prix next to Austin. Like I don't think it's a bad thing having 2 American Grand Prix. I think that's totally fine, and the American market is one that Formula 1 has notoriously struggled to kind of combat and engage fans in. So I definitely do think it is such a beneficial thing to Formula 1 and the Formula 1 economy and the Formula 1 industry that America is slowly getting on board, and hopefully we can see long-term benefits. Why are you laughing?
I just saw Beth's comment. Guys, I just found out Bottas had the 19th fastest lap of the race. Oh, okay. Apologies. Sorry, Dornie. Continue.
Carry on, Dornie.
So I do think it is really beneficial to have another American Grand Prix, and this is actually a really good thing. And it is different. Like Kota is a circuit. Kota is a track. Miami is like a street circuit. Like 2 different vibes. We're like, it's not just a copy and paste. Oh,
no,
guys,
you're making very, very good points. Sorry. Yeah,
I'm making such a good point here, and I'm just getting laughed at. I don't know why I bother. Why do I bother?
Dornie's never to be seen on the FSeries account again.
Like, I can't be bothered with you lot. So yes, I personally don't think it's an issue, and hopefully from going and having an American Grand Prix and reaping the rewards that I just discussed, from that you can then catapult that on and having an African Grand Prix and kind of use that as a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that. I completely get that. I get that they need to expand into America, because how many motorsport fans there are that just watch NASCAR, you know? And some of them want to get into Formula 1, but like, they don't quite know how to. We've had a comment that says, USA is a lot bigger than you think. There are states the size of the UK alone. The size of the UK is the size of probably like LA. You know, we know how big the states are. We know USA is massive, and it does deserve 2 Grand Prix technically, but
How many
I
people
don't
live
want
in
to be
Miami?
racing every weekend. You know, I do not want to be watching Formula 1 every weekend. I need a life, please.
You know, could you imagine? Let's have a race in every flipping state. We'd have only 2 weeks off of the entire bloody year.
That was good. That was quick.
No.
That was quick knowledge from you there.
You're welcome.
Like it. Right. What else should we talk about?
Well, TV is the opposite of a fish.
Guys,
I didn't watch it,
21 million people live in Florida. This is going well. 21 million people live in Florida.
Wow.
That was a way to go compare it with like Scotland. 6 million people live in Scotland.
I was going to say, don't we only have like 60 in the UK or something? So
Yeah, 68 mil.
Oh,
That's a lot
Lewis
of
Hamilton's
people.
got more in his bank account. Jesus.
Way more.
Way more.
Way more.
Way more.
Way more.
Oh, it's
That
time.
was
It's
really
gone off the
pretty.
rails. This is a classic F-Series video. It has gone off the rails.
We're pulling it back. Kira can pull it back. Okay, here is a question from Matteo, and they have said, could Russell have lost his chance to go to Mercedes next year with the accident? I don't think so, but maybe it's a possibility. I think Toto was annoyed, and I think he made some jokes afterwards, and I think it wasn't ever what I don't think he ever expected it from George. I don't think he's lost his opportunity. I don't think after one incident you'd be like, right, that's it. Your whole career's done now. You're never getting a Mercedes. I don't think that's really a possibility, but obviously if it carried on, it would be a situation. But I think that's probably the last thing he'll do this year. Fingers crossed. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think it's cost him his seat whatsoever. If anything, I think that Toto needs to look at the performance as to what happened before that incident, because we saw that there was this is what I talked about in my video. If you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Stop talking about your video.
Gotta get in that plug. But yeah, I think that the performance is more evident of who should be in the seat rather than the incident, because the incident, both of them were to blame for that going wrong. Whereas you can't blame George Russell for the fact that Bottas had a bad race, and you can't blame Bottas for the fact that George Russell had an amazing race. They both had completely contrasting performances, and I think that that's what Toto needs to look at, because you can't deny George Russell an opportunity because he accidentally crashed with your driver. It was an accident. He didn't mean to do it on purpose, and at the end of the day, he was there in the 9th fastest car, overtaking the quickest or maybe second quickest car on the grid. On no planet should that have been possible, and in no way, shape or form should they have been fighting. Should Bottas have been fighting with George Russell for P9?
Yeah,
on no planet should that have been a thing. And I think that is the takeaway factor for me, the fact that George had such an amazing race and Bottas was doing absolutely nothing. So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
I think George raised a very interesting point from the fact that, like, obviously Williams don't get these opportunities that often, and he was fighting for this opportunity, and he was fighting for this opportunity, for this 9th place, for these points, which, like, when were the last, did Williams get points last year? Latifi got one.
No.
Okay,
I thought he did.
So Williams haven't had points in a while.
The last one was in 2019 when Bobby Kubica got one in Germany.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. So obviously, it's 2 different situations, 2 different scenarios. I don't know what I'm even saying anymore, team.
Let's just go to the next one. Who would win in fisticuffs, Russell or Bottas? Who have you got?
Fisticuffs. Bottas.
He's a military man. Yeah, he's a military man.
Oh,
he can definitely throw a few punches.
Yeah, but think of, I think me and Tommy were talking about this yesterday. I think we spoke about who would win in the fight. And I think we both said George, because George is tall. He's got the reach. He could literally be like, yeah. So, I mean, it would really depend. I mean, I think Boucher's got like the he's got the bigger arms, I'd say.
Yeah.
Lanky men could win. All right.
Yeah, but I feel like he knows how to use his weight against his height as stuff as well.
Yeah.
Why is this what we've got onto? Honestly, this has.
Why are people still watching?
Honestly.
Okay, so
what's the next race?
I was gonna say that. Oh my god, that nearly came out of my mouth. I was gonna say we should do some predictions for the next race. What's the next one? Spain, Portugal?
I have no clue.
Portugal.
Definitely no.
Yeah.
Too early. Yeah,
Too soon.
Sorry. Portugal is up next. We've got that in 2 weeks' time. We've got Valencia E3 this weekend, and then we are going to Portugal the week after. What we think is going to happen, guys? I should think it's going to be quite a normal weekend. I think have normal temps, great track. So hopefully we see everybody on form and we can properly judge them. Because I think the first couple of races in the season, you're always like,
Portimao even look like? Let me have a Google.
It looks like Barcelona, but a better version.
Oh yeah, it's like the cat.
Is that the cat?
Why is there a cat meme? Why do I have a photo of a cat in my head right now?
I can't remember what it looks like.
Yeah, Portimao, vamos.
But everyone did leave your, what did you just say?
Vamos.
Everybody, right.
That was Portuguese. I apologise for the lack of knowledge.
I'm trying to talk to the chat. Everybody leave their predictions in the chat. I want all your predictions for Portugal, and we're going to read them out and be like, look, are you waffling, or is it going to be something that's...
Are you waffling? We're waffling.
We're waffling now.
Yeah.
Charlotte said, Kez, are you ready to meet me yet? Honestly, I need 2 weeks to prepare, Charlotte. I just need 2 weeks to actually prepare for it.
Why am I thinking of a cat?
I'm not ready. Rob has said Perez P1, Verstappen P2, and Hamilton P3. So that is a full Red Bull dominance, and then
bold
at the end. Very bold. No,
I mean,
no. Hamilton's gonna win it.
Big up to you.
Who won it last year?
Hamilton by 26 seconds.
Well, that was a bit boring.
No, it was actually a really good race.
Someone said Verstappen.
Behind
said Hamilton. Imogen has said Perez will have a great weekend. Mateo has said
double points for Alpha.
Wow.
Can we have last year? Ooh, I would like that.
I would like that.
Can someone tell me to go have some food and go to bed?
Maybe you should
please, Dornie, it's nap time. Night.
We're nearly done. We're gonna do
get my blanket out. Look here. Here we go.
So Dornie's finished now. Just nobody look at her. Okay, we've got some more here. So McLaren best of rest. Nikki has said Max. Charlotte has said Hamilton, Perez, Bottas. So we're getting the same top four. Nobody's actually going outside of the boat with the podium predictions. Nobody's saying a random, Orlando podium again. No one's saying a Charles Leclerc.
What about a Charles podium?
Yeah, so this is what I was going to say. He's closer and closer every week. He probably, arguably, if it wasn't the red flag, would have been on the podium this weekend. Got the pace. He has got the pace.
He does have the pace. Yeah, he does. But let's not count out Carlos Sainz, actually, because he had a brilliant start last year in Portimao. Remember, he was leading the race.
So he was.
Yeah.
So he could actually, use his expertise to his advantage. And so I think both of the Ferraris could actually go really well around this track. My God. I don't know.
Just bring some breaking news?
Breaking news
that isn't anything to do with Formula 1. Can we remember the karter called Luca Kuberi who flung his front wing? So he left. However long ago this was, the FIA finally made a decision, and he's been banned from racing under the FIA for 15 years. So
quite right.
Yeah, quite right.
So
we're a bit late for it.
15 years then.
We'll see him in 15 years. It'll be about 40 by then. But anyway, back to the topic. I don't know.
Ferrari teammates to crash into each other. Jeez. Okay, that is a spicy take. It could be the first. I think I predicted them to crash into each other at least twice.
Yeah.
In this year, maybe this could be the first.
I'd like to apologise if I keep moving my camera around. Sorry. Yeah, I know. Well, who are you talking about? Sorry, who's going to crash?
Ferrari crashing into each other. I've said that they're definitely going to crash this year, but could this be the first occasion?
I mean, they've done quite well at running close to each other.
I know. I was just thinking they actually haven't been too bad yet. So
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. What about Gasly podium? Sorry, can we just talk about going back to the race? Why was Pierre Gasly left on those full wets for about 6 years? I was screaming at the TV I was about to call Franz Tost, and I was like, look, what on earth? And he lost only positions, but he did pick it back up. But Gasly podium this weekend, I don't think it's going to happen. I'd like to see him get, middle of the points. I think I'll be happy with. So yeah, hopefully somewhere up there, maybe fifth. happy with that. Anyone else want Pierre to do well? Just me?
Yeah, I want Pierre to do well. I'm just thinking how realistic it is.
Well, I think it's realistic to do here. Last year, Pierre finished 5th. Hopefully, a good bunch of points.
Yeah, but now this year, I think two Mercedes, 2 Red Bulls, 2 McLarens, 2 Ferraris. That's 8 people that I can already predict to be in the top.
But he has been having some really good qualifyings. Like that Alpha Tyre race was really good in quali.
What was he? P4 in Bahrain, like P5 yesterday. Like,
50 Tom. Oh God, I didn't realise it was a lie. Yeah, we're here. Sorry, carry on.
I don't know. I think the AlphaTauri has been doing very, very well. There's a massive drop off from in the constructors right now from AlphaTauri like down to Aston Martin, I think it is, and then like Alpine and Haas and Alfa Romeo, they're like all in a group together because Alfa doesn't have any points anymore. Alpine and Aston Martin are like really low down there, and then AlphaTauri's kind of in the middle. Then you've got a proper fight between McLaren and Ferrari, and then you've got Mercedes and Red Bull at the top. And I think that actually could be very indicative of what we've got to see for the rest of the season, because I think that I thought the midfield fight was going to be much closer this year than it even was last year, but I think it's going in the opposite direction in that we're going to have a proper fight between McLaren and Ferrari for P3. We're going to have a fight for like the middle ones with AlphaTauri, AlphaTauri, Aston Martin, Alpine. There's too many A ones. I can't. The 3 A's are going to fight with each other, which I didn't think AlphaTauri was necessarily going to be in the midfield fight, but I think that those 3 are going to have a really close battle, whereas there's going to be a top there's going to be a top midfield battle with McLaren and Ferrari and a bottom midfield battle with the 3 A's.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll be difficult. It will be interesting to see where AlphaTauri go, because I have got a lot of faith in them. I think they've had some bad luck. Well, both drivers have had very bad luck in the first 2 races. So if they pull a weekend together, I actually feel like they would be closer to fighting up with that McLaren Ferrari situation. I really do. They will at the back end of it. They are kind of lingering in the middle, but I would say they're definitely going to go forward more than they are going to go backwards. So I'm going to say they're slipping up into the high midfield.
Equally as well, Williams have jumped, I would say, arguably, Haas and Alpha as well, which is a bit of excitement. One thing, actually, I'm just going to keep talking, Keira.
So I was just going to say, go Nicholas Latifi. That's all I was going to say.
We love Nicky.
Yes, we love Nicky. But how I felt so sorry for Mick. See, when Mick dunted off his front wing, I mean, his engineer was like, it's okay, we're just going to come in, we're going to get it changed. And he's
tell me it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay.
Everything's going to be okay. We're going to get you in and it's going to be okay.
He was really good with him, really good. Did you see Mick though? Like, when he broke his front, he kept looking at it going, I was like, hurry up, stop shaking your head at it, get on with it.
Shaking your head and get up.
Yeah, you can't pick it back up. But yeah, I think Williams are definitely ahead of Alfa Romeo and Haas. Got confused then. Hang on a minute. Yeah, definitely. I think so. Like Nicholas Latifi pulling out the bag. Really proud of him, actually.
Yeah.
Proud of you,
Me
Nicky.
too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're coming to our final, we are going to go for an hour because we just are. So I've decided. And what I say goes. So does anybody want to?
Well, no, I'm in charge of the stream, so what I say goes.
No, we're going.
I don't want authority or importance. Here to cause chaos.
Dornie doesn't want any responsibility.
Dornie doesn't. Should we give an F-Series spoiler for this week's F-Series Friday?
What is this week's F-Series Friday?
Oh,
am I meant to be editing it? Who's editing it?
Dornie, you mean you haven't edited it yet? No, I'm joking. It's oh no, I was about to say what it was.
I forgot.
Well, I don't like giving these teasers. Don't like it. Somebody else do it.
I'll give it. So
let me check.
You'll know. I can't. She doesn't know what it is. She's aware of the fairy. She actually is. I forgot for a minute.
Oh, I know what it is.
Oh yeah, that's what I just done then. So this week's F-Series Friday is a fun one. It's a chill one. You know, we're having a little bit of a chat. We're having a quiz about something certain.
There are some drinky poos. So, this is what we should tell you.
Yes.
Come to F-Series Friday with a beverage.
A beverage.
Yeah, we're all going to be drinking together with a beverage. So Friday, 6 p.m. BST.
There's something to celebrate. So bring a wee drink.
Yeah. There's not, I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to be there, lads. I don't think I'm going to be there for the Prem. Sorry. I do apologise.
She's a fake F-Series fan.
I've got things to do.
She's
but
busy.
yeah,
I'll sub you in. I'll turn up to this F-Series Friday.
There we go.
You have a time off.
And then
don't hold your breath, Kez. Don't hold your breath. She might not be there. Who knows? She might be on a walk.
She's probably on a walk.
She might be in the park.
I do like going to the park.
Oh look, you need to start a podcast. We kind of do podcasts, I guess. This is kind of our podcast, but we're doing it on YouTube because everything's central, really. But if you'd like it on Spotify, we'll just ask our friend. Does Tina?
He puts it on. He'll know how to do it. If you want us to Spotify it, then we can do.
Yeah, we can.
I love that you guys were like, oh, we'll ask Tina. I was going to say, we'll write to Spotify. I'll just pop an email to Spotify, see if they can sign us.
Cool, Tina's.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, if anybody wants any of our stuff on, because I think most of our videos, apart from like the ones that you actually have like a quiz or something, even them, you can probably put them on Spotify. So if anybody wants to turn their phone screen off and still listen, talking to you, YouTube, then yeah,
why wouldn't you want to look at us?
Yeah, but why would you not want to look at us? I mean, look at us this today, you know.
Maybe we'll turn this into a podcast and then see how it does.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, Spotify would be great. We'll definitely have a look into it and see what we can do. Also, while we're here, if anybody... Oh, no. Hang on a minute. Do any of you watch football? No, Liam, but I know it's kicking off. I've seen it kicking off.
Wait, what's kicking off?
So basically...
Oh, Super League thing?
Yes, yeah. So we turned the TV on yesterday, having a wagamama. Thought, this is nice. Gary Neville going absolutely at it on the TV. Oh my God. And then I've now understood, basically. It's basically like Mercedes and Red Bull and Ferrari saying, oh, we're off to do Super F1. And then leaving everybody else left, which would probably actually be quite good. But in football, it wouldn't. So yeah, that kind of is the sitch with football, but I don't know too much about it.
That's okay, Emily. Hope your studies are going well. Yeah. Sorry, I got bored of the football chat.
I'm using a podcast.
Bonnie tuned right out, didn't she?
You'll be saying that. You'll be sorry when Formula One turns into.
Maybe we should really start a podcast. I'm actually thinking about this now. I'll look into it, guys. I'll let you know in the Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, the link is in the description. Probably.
Yes.
I should check
join our, and I was actually going to bring that. Yeah, I think it is. I think I added it. If you want to join our Discord and just be in our chats, we do chat in there a lot of the time. So join our Discord. We will be in there. We'll do some Discord nights as well. So that will be, you know, we'll all have our cameras on like this, and we'll all have a little chat. We'll be able to hear you guys. And also,
our Discord is not in the description right now, but Keira's going to put it in there.
Okay, let's do it. I'm going to put it in chat now. So if anybody does want to join our Discord, I will give a link now. But we are looking for other emojis that we can add to our Discord. So if anybody thinks of anything fun we can do, I've got quite a few off the top of my head that I am going to do. So if anybody thinks of anything funny that they want to just send in the Discord, do let us know. But yeah, there is the Discord link. I have sent it in the chat now. So it's going to, I mean, they're going to be confused because we are delayed a little bit. And I will add it to the description. But yeah, join our Discord. It's great fun in there. We've got a lovely little community, and all of you that are already in there, you can tell everyone how good it is, can't you? Really?
Yeah, it is wonderful.
Come join.
Dornie doesn't know whether it's wonderful or not.
I've deleted it off my phone.
Brilliant.
I couldn't be bothered.
So Dornie isn't in the Discord. I'm going to put Discord, and then I don't know why it's not in our description, but
yeah, why has it not come up in the chat?
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that's another name that I can't pronounce.
Is it not in the chat?
But thanks for finding us. I'm serving my sentence. Wait, what? Oh, I'm so confused at what's going on.
Guys are on. We need to finish this because it has turned into chaos. So
no,
the takeaways that we've got from
this is us just chatting.
We are going to an hour. We're going to an hour.
We have hit an hour now, mate.
No, we haven't.
We probably have.
We're on 50
right, well, when I finish telling everybody the rundown,
yeah,
then we will have hit an hour. Yeah. So what we've learned from this is that we don't like it when George Russell gets angry. You should all join our Discord. We're going to look into making ourselves a lovely little podcast so that you guys can listen while you're driving or while you're studying and all that stuff. What we've learned is Dornie never turns up to an F-Series premiere.
I am here.
What we've learned is, this isn't a premiere, babe. This isn't a premiere, so it doesn't count. What we have learned as well is that we are chaotic. This is what Emily says. Yeah, chaos.
Chaos is the best.
We wanted this to be 45 minutes. It's gone over an hour now, which is
I'm hungry.
Dornie is hungry. This is all that we've learned. We're not going to do these
and this wasn't the Imola recap, basically, is what we've learned.
But yeah, we're not going to do these after every race. We will just do them,
after the good races.
After
the good ones.
Yeah. Ones where we've got stuff to
we had a lot to talk about. But if we're going to, I can tell you girls now, and I can tell the chat now, after Spain, France, Russia, you will not have something to watch on a Monday night. Okay, no. It's not happening. So don't be waiting in them weekends. But for other good races, Baku, we will probably.
No, Keira, we're busy for Baku.
What are we doing? Having a party?
Yeah, we're going out in London.
No, we're going.
Where's my invite?
No, sorry, you live in Scotland. It's far away.
We could do
There's these things called planes.
Yeah, you can come down and go to a job, and then you can do it.
We're like, woo!
Right, yeah, we'll do a drink. Should we do it? Actually, drink. We'll actually do a drinking live one time.
Can you imagine?
Let's. Okay, I don't want to say this on live. We could turn up drunk to a backseat driver. Imagine it. Be like, hi guys.
Could you imagine the scenes?
Just walking in and they'll be like,
break the microphones again.
The thing is, people probably think we are actually drunk right now, so imagine us actually on it.
I actually broke a microphone yesterday. I thought you were talking about that, not actually the volume. I actually broke a microphone and I blamed it on Hayden. Everyone believed me. Do you know about that?
Yeah.
We need to go. We're just having a chat now.
Sorry, I broke a microphone, but it was broken anyway, so I didn't break it. So we've hit the 60-minute mark. So thank you everybody for joining our live. This is our first kind of race review one we have done. If you did enjoy it, please like this video and comment down below what you thought about Imola. Comments and likes still means so much to us on live streams. Do not forget to subscribe if you like this or if you are new. A lot of you have said you have found us recently, so thank you so much. We are here every week for an F-Series Friday, 6 p.m. BST, or live streams on Monday nights after the race. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. We're gonna go and just have a lie down, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.